Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on 4. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael,
Lauren Leal,
and Grant Miles.
What up, fam? Welcome to Sports with Balls, man. It's been so long.
Because I'm not very familiar with, I've been down here in Houston. Is candy red paint a Houston thing?
Yes.
It is. Yeah! So, like, you can't do candy red paint anywhere else?
No, you can, but the whole thing was slanging and banging, right? Like, so.
What?
Yeah, Houston, we slang the cars, put momos on the rims, and, the paint jobs were real elaborate on these lowriders, basically. So, candy red paint's one of them.
I know I just, projected out my not on the streets cred right there, but I had to ask as a question.
You're gonna get some Houston haters on here.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last time.
What's up, Kevin Anthony? What's up to everybody out there? Welcome into Sports with Balls, man.
Guys, we miss you all. We miss each other. I feel like it's been a month since we've been gone because of this winter freeze, and poor Jeffrey, I think it's got hit the worst.
It did. There's a lot of other people out there that are worse off than me, for sure. And I did get hit pretty hard. 2 pipes in my house busted. It's gonna take a lot of construction to fix them. I'm in my office, my living room, bedroom, master bath, stuff like that. But hey, I needed a remodel, and that's what insurance is for. And we pay for good insurance, so hopefully we'll get that all taken care of. So hopefully everybody else out there is doing okay after all this. We know everybody got hit pretty hard with this, but I also want to say that, man, there were some people out there that stepped up. You know what I'm saying?
First responders.
Oh, for sure.
Mattress Mac opening up the entire store, people walking in there.
That dude always does that, man.
He got national credit for all that this time. He's starting to be a big. I think that he's always been popular here. Big. Well, he's been popular here, but Whoopi Goldberg was talking about him on today's. What is that show?
I don't know.
I just saw a clip of it. The View. Yeah. The View.
Yeah.
That's one that I couldn't go on.
Used to. I tell you what's crazy about The View. When I was in college, I didn't have class at 10 o'clock. I would go my freshman year. I would go back to my dorm room between my 9 and 11, and I'd watch The View. I have no idea.
What?
I have no idea why I watched it. But for a straight year, I watched The View.
So first you tell everybody you don't know what candy red paint is.
I know what it is. Hold on. Let's go back. I know what it is. I'm not that this isn't that white. I know what that is. I'm just saying, I just didn't know if that was only a Houston thing or what.
The View?
No, the candy red paint.
Candy red. How did we get? We're talking. This is Sports with Balls, y'all. Talking about candy red paint and The View. It's good stuff.
I'm saying I watched The View.
Any better than this.
I didn't watch it
in the
after
business.
That,
That's right, Lottie. We are up here at Christian's Tailgate in Midtown. That is right, coming to you.
Yes.
On a Monday night.
Yeah. Actually, Margarita Monday. It's National Margarita Day.
Come on, get a margarita.
Is it for real?
Yeah. Today is National Margarita Day.
Where's the best margarita you've ever had?
Me? I used to bartend at a Mexican restaurant down here called it wasn't El Tiempo, it was called Tres Caballos, but it was from the El Tiempo family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, they used to make some incredible margaritas.
What is the ingredient in a margarita that makes it so great? Like you say, the best one.
Yeah.
It's like tequila, obviously tequila triple sec, and then you have sweet and sour. So it's how
I know, but
it's
how do
they
you
put some people use just fresh lime juice, or I used to put a splash of orange juice in mine, and it was phenomenal. People loved it. So everybody has different ways of doing it, but I thought the splash of orange juice a little bit more citrus flavor.
Embellishes the flavor.
It was good.
Bit.
Yeah, it was really good.
Embellish. Good word.
Embellishes.
Yeah,
I like that.
Brings it out.
Yeah.
In all its beauty.
Well, hey, today's show brought to you by Smarter Mortgage. Call David Carrier at Smarter Mortgage at 281-650-0648. Mention SWB and get a free quote ASAP. Call today to secure tomorrow. That's David Carrier at Smarter Mortgage.
That is right, Austin. Class is back in session, and we've got so much for you on tonight's show. We'll be talking with What's Hot. Grant's going to take us back, and Jeffrey is going to surprise us here a little bit.
Drop the mic.
With Drop the Mic.
Did y'all like my little cowboy hat picture?
I was wondering,
I didn't.
are you Are you? You said there's big news dropping this week. Are you going to?
I actually
saddle up?
I almost wore the hat on the show today. I thought that'd be hysterical.
Yeah, it would have been hard to put the headphones around your head.
That's true. Johnny, how do you do that? Can you wear a cowboy hat on set?
I mean, I guess you could wear it on top of them.
You would just need the cord to plug into like regular headphones.
But then we wouldn't we wouldn't get a chance to see your Johnny Bravo hair. So I want to see the Johnny Bravo hair.
I need a haircut, speaking of all that. But hey, we're glad to be back with you guys. Welcome into Sports with Balls. Everybody that's tuning in right now, thank you so much for you guys watching. We'll get to your comments when we can.
I still want to know why did you post the cowboy hat picture?
It's a surprise. It's coming. You just gotta build up.
Like
no,
tonight?
not tonight. Not tonight.
Okay.
It's coming.
All right.
Well, I like country stuff, so I mean, I hope this is something cool.
I know.
Oh, so that's the answer. That's the question. Did you like that? Did you like him in the cowboy hat?
I like cowboy hats.
I knew when I took the picture, Lauren was going to be like, because I don't think I have a single Facebook picture with me in a cowboy hat. Like in the entire history I've been on Facebook, ever.
I saw the reason why.
Yeah.
So you never wore one to rodeo or
I was about to say,
anything?
let's go to what's hot. There's no good transition because I didn't look hot in a
No,
cowboy
man, you look
hat.
fantastic, dude. You looked awesome.
Get out of here. All right, let's get to
Austin said cowboy hats and dog strollers.
Yeah. Oh God.
Dog strollers. What?
So go to our TikTok. Listen, y'all. If y'all follow us on TikTok with Sports with Balls, Austin. I videotaped him pushing a dog stroller. It looks like a baby stroller through a club after Super Bowl, and it looks like he's pushing a baby stroller through.
Oh
and it's
my gosh!
jamming.
Is that the little dog, the little white
Yes,
dog that
the
was
little
named
white
Tiny?
dog. Yes.
I met Tiny and it was so sweet. She was so cute.
Is that legit the dog's name?
Yes.
I don't
Tiny?
know. I didn't
Tiny
know.
was the dog's name. Because I asked
That's
him,
Austin. He had the
I
stroller.
pet the dog and everything.
Austin was Tiny the dog.
Austin, you can clarify. The dog's name was Tiny. It was super cute. I remember.
How about this, Austin? Where was the owner?
The owner was just having a ball. She was,
she was having a blast.
yeah.
So it wasn't his?
No.
Holy shit. Okay.
You think Austin would be?
I don't
Austin's
know.
rolling around with a stroller for his dog. Like
Hey,
we're not. I mean, I would be friends with you still. I love
Austin
you. But
seems like a jack of all trades, man. That cat, he just walks in with like, you want queso?
Oh my
I got
God.
queso. You want barbecue? I got barbecue, man. That dude was just offering up everything. Maybe
we
now
do
he's
need
got
a
little
photo
dog.
of the
That's true,
dog.
that's true.
We got to get a photo of the dog.
Austin knows how to hook it up. Like just
I know who I am.
exactly.
Playing a dude disguised as another dude.
That is right, and that's from Johnny and Jay. We're so happy he's with us tonight too. The whole team is back, baby.
Finally.
Yes.
Damn, Austin Bauer, what, you just logging in, logging out? What, Austin Bauer
He was
watched
like, "Oh,
Austin
y'all talking
one,
about
two,
the dog?
three, four, yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about queso. I'm in. Talking about the dog. I'm out." He's like,
Let's get to some sports, man. There's so much
Let's
to
do
go
it.
over. We missed a week and we missed you guys, so we're gonna try to catch y'all up and get y'all up to date on everything that we're talking about. We're gonna make it fun. So here we go. Let's get into what's hot with Lauren Leal. Brought to you by Joe Applewhite and Applewhite Realty. 713-291-5270. Call Joe. He's gonna take care of all of your real estate needs, and he's on the Kroger shopping cots.
shopping cops.
That's very Boston of you.
He's a,
I thought we were going to get New England
I think
on
he
it.
did that a time before.
I did. I didn't mean to. But yeah, call Joe Applewhite. He's to take care of all your real estate needs. And I'm going to get off of this thing real quick.
I thought you were trying to turn into a cowboy, not a Yankee.
It's going to be
All
a
right.
long 45 more minutes.
All right, let's go out to people getting paid. Fernando Tatis is in San Diego to stay. The shortstop agreed.
Fernando Tatis.
Thanks for that correction. So he agreed to a 14-year, $340 million contract extension. That includes a no trade clause the entire 14 years. So the 22-year-old, he possibly, I don't know if you guys have read this, but they compared it to Alex Bregman's 6-year contract with
Yep.
Houston. And he could actually gain an extension of $400 million more in the near future.
I'm going to get into this later in the show. He got paid. I mean, there's just no other way to really get into it. Fernando Tatis, the reason that I don't agree with this contract is if you're going to get something like almost like a Mike Trout deal, you need to have a little bit more longevity, I think. Right? So they're paying this guy superstar money and on a really, really short, like, playing field. You know, like, we only know he's been great for 1 year, and all of a sudden he's worth, $340 million.
He's a young man.
Yeah, well, and then you look at the contract and the way it lays out. I mean, of course they're going to have him through 2034. Think about that. They're going to have him through 2034.
Holy crap! Oh, wait till I got something about that later too. It's unbelievable.
But with the way that salaries go and the way that they increase, you got to think about it. They're going to probably have him in the prime of his career, 27, 28, 29, 30. And he's only going to be getting paid $25 million a year.
And at that time, what you're saying is that that'll be not low end, but maybe mid range for superstar players.
I mean, if that dude, if like you said, if he keeps projecting out the way he's at least started his career, I mean, you're going to have potentially a guy that's a big time contributor to which San Diego will be a good team. Yeah. And you're going to have him for 20 to 25 million a year, and they're going to have him at that until 2029. It kicks up to 36, and then it's 36 through the rest of it.
You remember when we first did the show about a year ago, which our year anniversary is coming up pretty soon, guys. Stay tuned.
No doubt.
Can't wait for that. Remember when we did the Manny Machado contract, and we were like, whoa, like the Padres, and now just wait till what I got to tell you later on about their infield.
All right, let's move on to next what's hot, and that's Osaka winning the Open. So if you remember back in 2018 when Naomi Osaka and Serena Williams matched up, and Osaka took the win, Miami and U.S. Open in 2018. Well, this was basically kind of like a rematch between Osaka and Williams, and like I said, Osaka took it at the Australian Open this year, and Serena had a 2-0 lead, failed to capitalize on it, and then Osaka, last season she was 2020 AP Female Athlete of the Year. The big question here is, though, is Serena Williams done playing? She told reporters out of the press conference room when asked about her play and the career, this is what she said. It was a big air day for me today. If I ever say farewell, I wouldn't tell anyone. I don't know. I'm done.
This would be a sad day for sports in general. Like, Serena Williams could be considered in some sort of terms as the greatest GOAT. Like, if you look at all of her Grand Slam titles, like everything that she's won, it is just, it's unmatchable. Like, it's crazy what she has done in tennis and for sports in general. For African-American athletes, like, coming into, she was amazing for so long. And if she's not there anymore, back when tennis was, they made tennis hot when Venus and Serena. And so the sisters came in, and it was like tennis was popular again.
They dominated too.
And Venus kind of went to Serena was obviously better, and Venus kind of went in the background. But it would be sad if she's done. But I think that she is. I like watching her. I watched the match, and she's not the same powerful, like overpowering Serena anymore.
When you think of tennis, you think of the Williams sisters, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That's the legacy.
Well, and Serena is the one I think that's the most popular. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say this, I'll probably piss off some people, but I'm just going to be honest with you and tell you exactly how I feel. For the most part, I don't get into watching women's sports. For the most part, okay?
Yeah.
I am with you.
Women's tennis, I can sit and watch for a while.
Really?
Yes. And especially with someone like Serena Williams that just is, like you said, I mean, the top. Like, you're watching one of the best tennis players ever play. And I mean, when you look at what she's done in her career, she has a grand total of 39 Grand Slams, and that's including 23 in singles, 14 in women's doubles, and then 2 in mixed doubles.
Wow. That's insanity.
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is. Plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I feel excellent.
She can do that.
She's 39 years old, and she's made $210 million in her career. Won that many grand. I mean, like, at some point, you're like, okay. Like, I know she's got kids now. She's got, she's married, right?
Yeah,
she's married.
2 kids now.
Yeah, 2 kids.
She's the Wayne Gretzky of tennis.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, if you want a male comparison or whatever, she's the Wayne Gretzky of tennis. Wayne Gretzky is undoubtedly the best hockey player that ever walked. And Serena Williams is the best tennis player.
Now, if you want to get controversial, if you want to get controversial and talk about compared to like a men's tennis player, then we can start getting into controversy. On that a little bit. But yeah, Serena, you've proven enough.
Men's tennis player, who you got for the best in your eyes?
Best?
I love it. Vincent,
in your eyes.
Vincent said the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
The Nature
Woo!
Yeah, Nature
Johnny,
Boy.
where's the woo?
I don't know. I mean, right now I'd say Federer.
Okay.
is
Roger Federer.
yeah, I mean, is the top dog in my opinion. You know, Nadal's up there. Djokovic is really good. Then of course you got some of the old school guys, Pete Sampras, and you know, but I don't think anybody's won as much as Federer has.
No.
I mean, that dude's off the
The
chart.
only reason that Federer didn't get more publicity in tennis is because he wasn't a personality.
No,
He
that
just
dude was
so
boring.
as shit, dude. Like he was just like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then he was done. Like so. Anyways,
I mean, winning is boring. You like when you win a lot, it does get boring after a while. I mean, that's no doubt.
AKA the Kansas City Chiefs, and who didn't win the Super Bowl?
Correct.
All right,
we had to bring that up. All right.
trust me, I had them picked too. Let's move on to the next one, which has been quite the story that everyone in the NFL has been following. Carson Wentz to Indianapolis. So while the Eagles gained the 2021 third-round pick and conditional second-round pick in 2022, and I was reading about this, it's like if Carson Wentz completes like 75% of the snaps this next season and or something else on the field with
I wonder what the
with
Vegas
Colts,
odds are. That
then the Eagles do get the second round pick in 2022. But Wentz spent his first 5 seasons in the NFL with the Eagles, and it's weird to say that time frame for me. He had 16,811 yards, 113 touchdowns, 50 interceptions, and an 89.2 quarterback rating. And I believe this is the biggest like cap hit and dead money for the Eagles, like out of the entire league. And it's of course with the Eagles around a 30 million.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. Grant's going to know that, I'm sure, here in a second. But Carson Wentz, like the division, the Texans, Jaguars, Titans, Colts. This division.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But good move for the Colts. I don't know because the Colts are good. They're really good. They've got a strong run game. They had in my opinion, the top offensive line in the league. I don't know statistically, they're either 1 or 2, but I think they have the best offensive line in the league. And he's coming from being sacked 50 times in Philadelphia, and that was number 1. So he's going to have time to throw the football. They've got some wide receivers. So maybe he can revert back to a couple years ago when he was MVP talk.
If you get what you got from Wentz last year, Indianapolis is not going to be very good.
Yeah.
If you get what you got a couple years ago,
so.
Indianapolis Colts would be the favorite. I mean, to win the Super Bowl. Just
I'd be
one of the big favorites to win the Super Bowl, because what were we saying last year when the Colts were in the playoffs? They're really, really good, except
quarterback. Yeah.
Okay, so the Colts do automatically get better with this trade without
100%.
Yeah.
The quarterback now is better than the quarterback last year.
I wonder what
100%.
Philadelphia's offensive line was when they went to the Super Bowl and Nick Foles came in and won. I would assume their offensive line was pretty good.
Yes.
And he was playing behind a really bad offensive line.
Yes.
So I can't credit as all Wentz's fault, but Wentz has not played well for a extended period of time now. So it'll be interesting to see.
And I feel like you've been high on him too. Like he has the talent there. He just doesn't have time to get it out.
It's not like I'm like, oh, he's amazing. But dude, he was MVP candidate. I think they were 10-1 Super Bowl. They started 10-1. He was going to be the MVP before he got hurt. Yeah.
Well, people are saying all that stuff about Cam Newton too, but you see how he played last year with the Patriots, and that's what that whole viral video right now.
You don't go from doing what he did to all of a sudden just sucking. That's a big gap. And so there has to be a reason why he's dropped like that. And of course, he's now with Frank Reich, who was his offensive coordinator when he was with the Eagles and playing well. So.
And sometimes a new team revamps your career for a couple. I don't think that Wentz has like 5 or 6 more years. He's not a Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think, but he's got 2 or 3 in him
for sure
to make it deeper in the playoffs.
They're a better team with Carson Wentz than they were with Philip Rivers. In my opinion. Yes.
Yeah. All right, and so presumably Jalen Hurts is going to be the starting QB for the Eagles.
I mean,
it's Hurts time now.
Think.
Yeah, 100%.
I think so. Get a Houston boy. All right, moving on to he has. Moving on to NBA. Jamal Murray has matched his career high. He dropped 50 points in the 120-103 win over the Cavs. The Nugget went 21 of 25, shooting 8 of 10 from the three-point line rather. And then in 2020, he scored this. Like I said, he matched it. So he scored 50 points twice against the Utah Jazz in the first round of the 2020 NBA playoffs.
This game was completely different. This is one of the most impressive games I've ever seen. Like, this was unbelievable.
Against the Cavs.
This was just crazy what he did. No free throws. Not a single free throw. Like, Johnny asked me a great question before the show started. How many free throws did Kobe how many did he hit when he dropped 82? I'm going to say 27, somewhere in that, probably 20 something.
Yeah.
For sure. This guy just dropped 50 points and didn't shoot a free throw. And what is it, 22 for 23?
He was 21 of 25.
21 of 20. Like,
I mean, to Jeff's point, that's one of the greatest offensive performances in the history of the NBA,
yes,
in my opinion.
For sure.
I mean, that is the anti James Harden way to score 50. I mean, James Harden goes to the free throw line. I mean, there for several years, he's one of the highest as far as free throw attempts in the league. I mean, he's going 20, 25 times a game. This dude, and so if he's scoring 40 and say 23 of them are coming from the free throw line, I mean, you know.
And
like,
they won. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Correct,
a lot of these games, when Kobe's 82, they lose the game. Like a lot of these people that score these massive games, the team loses.
That's a good point to make because, they're normally not handing it off.
Yeah, they're
making them all themselves. But it looks like Mile High City came together and.
I got an NBA. I'll throw
points.
this in real quick. Is Djokovic leader for MVP?
Jokic?
Yeah.
Is he what I would have to
Oh my
see
gosh,
what
dude, this guy is,
his stats are this season.
like, he's unbelievable right now. He just scored 50 the other day.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, he's definitely up there, but just to your
I don't even know how to spell his name.
you don't even know how to spell his
I don't
name.
even know how to spell this
I think
guy's
it's
name.
Jokic.
To your
Jokic.
well, just look at it this way. When you're talking about Kobe, I don't have his 80-point game, but the last game Kobe scored 60. He shot 12 free throws and he shot 50 from the field.
Yeah,
He was 22 of 50, and his field goal percentage was 40%, and he did it like that. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, Kevin pulled it up. Says Kobe was 18 of 20 from the line for that game. That's what I'm saying. He shot at least 20.
Yes.
This guy didn't even
Very
shoot.
comparable.
He didn't even go to the line and miss. He didn't even go to the line.
Right.
Yeah.
It just no free throws.
Right.
I mean, it's just insane game by him. Congratulations, Jamal Murray. Can't wait to watch them in the playoffs.
Jokic is averaging 26.6 points per game with a field goal percentage of or a field goal of 56.4.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's really good. But
Jokic is one of the
we're
best
starting
in
to
the
talk a
NBA.
little bit more about the NBA because the NFL is ramping down into their offseason, and of course they'll ramp back up towards the draft and stuff like that. So we're getting into some more NBA talk. I've never been a fan of the first even half of the NBA season. I
Yeah.
think it's just
But you don't even like the
trash.
first half of the game.
Yeah, no, there's pointless. Like, just watch the fourth quarter of the NBA, and
Right.
you'll know everything you need to know.
Right.
Like, that's it.
Speaking of the NBA, the Rockets just tipped off,
Yeah.
but they have him on like one
They're
TV
over there.
screen here.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
once
and
again,
one other thing I want to add about the Jamal Murray thing. What's crazy too about that is he's a good free throw shooter. So it's not like he would go to the free throw line. He's 80%.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, that dude, potentially could have had 60, 70 points. I mean, if he had been maybe gotten the line a little bit more. But I mean, that dude, he can shoot free throws.
Yeah, for sure.
you go, Jamal Murray.
All right.
Get it, boy.
And once again, we are up here at Christian's Tailgate. Come join us for Margarita Monday.
Yes.
Get your tequila on.
We're at Christian's Tailgating Midtown. We're going to be here on Mondays and Thursdays. We might be doing a new Christian's Tailgate here pretty soon. I don't know. We're gonna talk about that. We might be coming to join y'all over in the Heights for a little bit. We'll see.
Hey, come on up.
Nice.
Come on up. We got to thank some
That's
people
Lauren-
before
that's
we go
Lauren's, like,
any
that's her
further.
niche.
Yeah.
Little coffee shops
Yeah,
over there.
Actually, yes, I love trying all of the new ones. And
Absolutely.
You want to find Lauren, just go to the Heights and start going to the coffee shops. She's
Yeah.
over there somewhere.
I mean, hey, the servers, the baristas, are getting to know me, seriously. Well, hey, we got to thank Roy Stanton and Hybrid Technologies Group when it comes to reliability. They're the ones that you can count on. They're the ones that you need when it comes to phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, phone cloud services, all of this stuff. Call them at 832-336-1201 and they will hook you up. It is Hybrid Technologies Group. Mention Sports with Balls and you'll get a percentage off of your order.
Now it's time to think Construction Concepts.
Ooh.
Construction Concepts. You were talking to those guys today there.
I was. I went
Jeffrey.
over to Mark and Josh's office and we had a little meeting. And, that's just, just great guys.
Just keep supporting the show. And we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. I remember you mentioned that last show we had, which is feels like forever ago.
Yes, it does. But Construction Concepts, they are changing corporate culture one design at a time. From hospitality, corporate, luxury retail, and medical facilities, their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589.
2692. I didn't even look at it and I know it.
You didn't even say it right.
I said 92, didn't
Can
I?
you-
Yeah,
Continue.
713-589-2682. Thank you, Lauren. That's buildithouston.com.
We We love it. I just had to see at first, like, I didn't realize, Jeff, what you were doing. You were like, I was like, why is he doing that? I forget. We have the awesome banners at the bottom of the screen.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Nilo. We've got a guy
that websites, if you need the phone number, you go down there, you see it, you check it out, and that's where you get your information. Now, shall we talk some football?
Foosball. Let's talk some foosball.
Let's talk some foosball. We got a little bit into it with quarterback carousel with Carson Wentz. And, of course, keeping it local here in Houston with Deshaun Watson to Carolina, and that's in my notes. However, you hear it from me, this is not going to happen. So the Panthers
disagree.
The Panthers are basically clearing up room and making cap space, quote unquote, for Deshaun Watson. We don't know. They released 4 players. They now have $40 million in room under the cap. But like I said, Texans are not taking any calls. It is now clarified they are not taking any calls from other clubs on Deshaun Watson trades. He will be playing in Houston if he plays.
Nope. You do not pass up Christian McCaffrey and 3 first-round picks. That is essentially 4 first-round picks.
If I were a Houston Texans fan and I heard that was a possibility and my team didn't do it, I'd be pissed.
I'd be mad as hell because, okay, I think their first pick is number 11 in the draft. Carolina, it's like 9 or 11.
Carolina.
You're going to get a quarterback regardless. Like you're going to get one. So
Carolina's 8.
They're 8. So at the number 8 spot, you pick one of those top 5 quarterbacks that are coming out. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you're right. And you've got Christian McCaffrey, who's if not number 1, number 2 in the league running back, without the injury from last year. And you build off that. That's incredible.
Look, I think it's most important that you keep everybody in your club happy and where they're at and where they feel, loved and supported. And that sounds like so cliche, but you want to make them feel good, right? In the organization.
Sure.
The Texans haven't obviously done that to Deshaun Watson. However, I think they're not open to trading him in general.
Well, I don't think they're gonna verbally be like, yeah, he's on the market, come find him. Because that sounds desperate. If you're gonna play the game, you got to be like, no, we're keeping him.
Well, the deal is before this Carolina Panther news broke about freeing up cap space and whatnot. We all thought it was the Jets because of how many picks they had.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, they have talked to the Jets and they've talked to the Carolina Panthers. There's no possible way that the Jets come up with that sort of scenario and the Panthers have that scenario without talking to them.
The Texans have cleared house and they've made a lot of dumb decisions, but I will say, I don't think they're letting, for the first time in this franchise's history, they have a franchise quarterback, and they're not going to let that go. You see all the guys who have come in and out of there we've talked about it before, from Matt Straub to David Carr to the list goes on and on, Fitzpatrick for a little bit, Jeff's favorite, but they're not going to let him go. Okay. I don't think they will.
All right.
But here's my question, which is the same thing I say about Dak. Okay. And we can get into that later or now, whatever.
Okay.
Is he's got the contract that he had. He was a guy on the team this past year. How successful were they?
Not
at all.
So my point is that, yes, you've got one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Statistically, he had one of his best seasons ever, and you weren't very good.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
So, it doesn't necessarily, having a great top level quarterback doesn't always equate. I wouldn't say Tom Brady was the best quarterback in the league last year. It doesn't always equate to Super Bowl success. Yes, you can't have a bad one. You can't have a terrible quarterback, but I don't think in the league the way it is, I don't think you need to have the top guy in the league to be competitive. I just don't think that.
And I'm with you there. I understand that. I just don't think that the Texans are going to let him go because they know what he can do. I'm not saying that okay, if you have one great guy, that's going to win you championships. No, it takes a team. It really does.
I equate franchise quarterback to jersey sales and putting butts in the seats.
Yes.
That's what I equate that to.
Well, that's why the Texans have been one of the most profitable teams.
Yes.
Because they know how to market.
Yeah, and
that's thanks to Cal McNair.
I think it's the city of Houston was fiending out for a team after we got rid of the Oilers, and then they didn't care who they were rooting for at that point.
Renell said Texans 0-16 possible. Please, no. God. I don't wish that upon any team.
But it's not only that. If you live, let's just use it in real estate. You live in $1 million home, and you love that home. You're like, I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. I'm never going anywhere. And somebody walks up and knocks on your door and says, I'll give you 3. Like, I mean, I love this house, but
see you later.
It's yours. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on what they're offering, what they're going to offer him. If they're going to offer him something good, they'd be stupid not to do it.
If that deal, if the Carolina Panthers deal is legit, which everybody says it is, yeah, in my opinion, they've already talked to them and said, okay, we'll just wait for a little bit and then we'll come out with the news later. There's no possible way you turn that down. You cannot turn down.
No.
I hear what you're saying.
Like, you just can't do that.
I just don't think the Texans are going to do that.
Some teams,
I hear what you're saying.
Some teams don't get first round picks for 10 years.
Just look at the Carson Wentz trade. That trade was whack.
Yeah, that was trash.
As we get closer and closer and closer to the NFL draft, we will start to see some change happen.
Vincent says he wishes 0-16 on Philly, and I'm sure that Grant shares your sentiments on that.
I do, absolutely. I know it's odd. I'm wearing a Philly hat
I was
right now.
like, you're wearing a Phillies hat.
Is Vincent
I just
a Cowboy?
like the hat.
Yeah, I think he's a Cowboys fan. He's up there with Grant. So let's get into that. I wanted to ask you this question because you guys go and follow us on any of the social media outlets. Just type in Sports with Balls, and we're on every single one of them: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all of them. We're there.
Yes.
And also thank everybody for tuning into our podcast. Go and find us on a podcast. Just type in Sports with Balls.
Anywhere, man.
It's blowing up now. Yeah.
Apple, Spotify,
Talk to your Alexa.
Podbean.
We're there. Well, Grant, so I posted this, what was it, yesterday or the day before, about Dak and what's transpiring. Tell us, how is this going to work out, or how can it play out with Dak?
But so we explain it first. Is the fact of him, the Cowboys organization, not spending $37.7 million, right, on what Dak wants.
So he's officially a free agent. So he can officially, whenever the free agency period starts, he can officially sign with anybody he wants to, officially. And, you know, one of the problems that they had last year is the Cowboys offered him a 5-year deal. He wants a 4-year deal. And the reason he wants a 4-year deal is because he thinks in 4 years when the cap goes higher that his value will increase and so he can get more money. So that's why he only wants a 4-year deal, which is what the Texans pretty much did.
And that's kind of understandable. Like,
correct.
I get it.
I get that.
I get it on both sides.
I get that. But he's thinking his number is somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 million a season. And
breaking news really quick.
Okay.
It's with the Astros.
Nope, don't say it. I'm talking about it later.
Oh. Shut you down real
Shut down.
quick. He did Kimbe Mutombo good ass.
I know. Like, no.
He did Kimbe Mutombo.
All right.
No, God, please, no.
But no,
Understandable.
I already had a segment for that later on.
Understandable.
I think Dak has an idea of what his value is to the team. And I've said it whenever we just had the season we had. I think if anything, Dak has proven he had an awesome beginning of the season. Fantastic. Statistically, awesome. Like one of his best ever. Was on track for his best ever.
Grant, we know.
He's just coming off a major surgery. I don't care what you say. That was a major surgery that he just had.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
But the Cowboys still sucked.
Yeah.
He had his best season ever, and they still suck.
Here's my thing with the Cowboys too. Sorry, Lauren. Is that where's Zeke?
He should not be on the team.
He is. I mean, you want to talk about somebody that went like this? Wham! I mean, he is gone. I don't even know if he's a top 10 running back.
I've talked about running backs before and why you don't sign them to a second-year deal, to an extension, because they just
no.
To your point, Lauren,
do that.
the longevity of an NFL running back is like 26 years old. That's like, if you go by, when they exit the league, it's like 26 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
It was Garrett. Yeah.
So when you're past the age of 26, according to NFL GMs, owners, stuff like that, they're really not going to give you a big contract. You're going to get your contract between 21 and 25. Right? So Zeke got his big contract, and man, he is trash.
As far as cap hit, Cowboys have the highest cap hit in the NFL for running backs. The highest cap hit, and they didn't get the performance that they should have out of it. What I wish the Cowboys would do, and I wish they would do this, and I think this would be awesome to shut Dak up. Offer him something stupid. Like offer him a 10-year, $350 million deal. $35 million average, you got him on 10 years, guarantee it for like $170, $180 million. But the numbers-wise, it shows 10, 350, and have him say no to that. Have him say no to a contract that would average out $35 million a year for 10 years if he goes all the way through it. Have him turn that down.
Is Dak going to... I'll just ask you now, and I think I've asked you this before. We're just getting closer and closer to this quarterback carousel, which, look, we love all this on Sports with Balls. Y'all keep it up. That was funny, Kevin Anthony.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Anthony.
Is Dak going to be in Dallas next year?
I would be shocked. if he's not in Dallas next year. I would be shocked. I think Jerry Jones, just because Jerry Jones, one thing that Jerry Jones has a problem with is he's too loyal to his people. And I think he'll pay Dak. I think he will.
That's why Zeke is there. That's what I was saying, Jerry.
I think he will.
Jerry Jones.
I would be shocked if he's not on the team.
I would too.
I don't think Jerry Jones is going to let him go.
All right. Well, that's a little bit of our quarterback carousel talk.
The carousel talk. So let's go down the list of who all needs quarterbacks, whether they'll be staying or getting replaced. So we got the 49ers, the Bears, the Broncos, which they were flirting with the trade rumor of Deshaun Watson because of Drew Lock. The Falcons, Jaguars, which get the first round pick.
You should erase that from there. They already got their quarterback. They already said it. I mean, they're pretty much working on his contract.
The Panthers, like we just mentioned, and Washington football team.
In my opinion, the 49ers, Bears, Broncos, Falcons, Panthers, Washington, the 49ers is the most intriguing job.
I agree.
Immediately. Their running attack is phenomenal. Their defense is good. You get a good quarterback.
Their running attack is phenomenal because that's all that he could do.
Yeah,
That's why they're phenomenal. But you put a guy in there in the system, and then you see how it opens up with the targets.
I mean, I don't know where it's gonna be weird if Garoppolo is sort of out of the league in a couple of years, right? So he went to the Super Bowl,
Patriots and then, to the 49ers, nothing.
Because people are so, I don't know. There's certain people that just don't like him.
Who wouldn't want to play under Kyle Shanahan?
I know. They're going to get a good quarterback. They're going to, I think that because
Kittle will be back.
Yeah, dude, that guy, man, if they get a good quarterback, they'll be top 4 NFL teams probably. Odds on them winning the Super Bowl. Whoa,
Rennell, hot take. Jimmy G is a future backup quarterback on the Packers.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay.
That's out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Isn't that Jordan Love?
Yeah, Jordan Love's there. Now they could trade Jordan Love to one of these teams and get, some defense or whatever. I don't know. But the NFL offseason's obviously just heating up, and the quarterback carousel is just gone crazy. We got Stafford, now we got Jared Goff, right. Carson Wentz. In fact, Dak Prescott's the only quarterback from
the only major quarterback
2016 draft that's still with the team.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But just to make my point real quick on the quarterback situation,
he said Dak to San Francisco.
And paying, yeah, that'd be fine. They can pay him. And paying a large amount of money to your quarterback. As far as the top 10 teams this past season that had that their cap percentage, the 22% or above went to their quarterback was the Steelers, the Falcons, Green Bay Packers, Las Vegas Raiders, Detroit Lions, Seattle Seahawks, Minnesota Vikings. I haven't gotten to a Super Bowl yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you have a high percentage of your cap that goes to a quarterback. It doesn't always equal success. That's all I'm saying.
You said that with Watson and the Texans.
Absolutely.
Hey, guys, we love these comments on Facebook.
Dude,
I just have to read off
They're
one.
on fire.
Yes. Top fan John Smith. Warren Moon is coming out of retirement for the Texans. That's great.
I'd be a Texans fan.
I think everybody would be rooting for him. It would be hard to tackle Warren Moon.
We can go back and read the one that Kevin Anthony,
emotionally goes.
He said, Jeff is Shaq and Lauren's Kobe. Jeff smacked that shit out the sky when Lauren tried to go down the hole with that.
With the Astros info? Yeah, he wouldn't have
Just hold off.
Nah, I ain't having that.
All right, so moving on to the NBA. Like we said, the Rockets tipped off here at Christian's Tailgate. We got some other games on. Duke and Syracuse are playing. Duke's 83-61. But let's go to the NBA. The Utah Jazz is who someone Jeff is super excited about.
Playing good. They've won 18 of 19 games. That's a crazy stat right there. Granted,
simple in itself, yeah.
The NBA is it's really boring. There's no fans. I've tried. We have a
There's
sports.
fans.
Where's the sports show?
There's fans.
No, at most of the games there's not.
There's fans at the Rockets games. You can go.
Yeah, I'm saying when I watch on TV, most of the games don't have them. Right? It's just there's no noise. It's hard to watch the NBA right now. It is. And
Can't agree with that.
I posted the video of LeBron James the other day. Nobody touched him, and he just flopped again. The game is just awkward.
Harden did it last night.
Yeah, James Harden did it last night. The NBA is hard to watch right now, but it's fun to see a team like Utah destroying people.
Well, here's the question: Do you think Utah? They're like you said,
Utah
best record in the NBA, 24-6. Are they the best team in the NBA?
Yes,
they have the best record in the NBA.
They're the most complete team, but people jump on certain teams at the beginning. Like they do it every week, right? Like, oh, this team just won 3 in a row. They're amazing. And then they'll lose like 10 in a row. Like I hate that. That's why I don't really watch the NBA or try to keep up with it till after the All-Star break. And no, they really don't get in their full strength and healthy and injuries until like, three-fourths of the way through the season. And then you're like, okay, well now let's pay attention to the NBA. Because honestly, up until game 70, there's 82 games. Up until game 70, who really gives a shit?
Is the All-Star game going to happen?
I mean, look, there's another thing, because like Grant loves to say, the owner of the league, LeBron James, like he comes out and says, he comes out and says, he doesn't want it, and you shouldn't even say that.
If he don't want it, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I might agree with you.
Well, and they also said that they're gonna do like the competitions, like the dunk contest or the 3-point contest.
Those are so fun to me. I like those.
At halftime, they're gonna do those events at halftime. That's what I've heard. That's what I've read.
Man, they're gonna really need those ops down there moving all that stuff super quick.
But yeah, it's gonna be weird. But yeah, Utah Jazz. I mean, in the Western Conference, they're second in points scored per game, and they're second in points allowed per game. That's a good strategy.
I can tell you, that's gonna win you some games.
Yeah, that's gonna win some games.
I can tell you right now that if Utah, and this, Kevin, I'll just tell you this: like if Utah's playing LA in the Western Conference at any point, first seed, whatever, I'm gonna be a massive Utah Jazz fan.
Yeah,
and I'm from Houston.
I was about to say they're like huge rivals.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I mean, it would just be flat out phenomenal. I would hope Utah just sweeps them.
Well, I don't think it's a rivalry with the Jazz as much as it is a rivalry for Houston fans with Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's more of
that team was Stockton,
which is me too. As a Mavericks fan, I hated those guys.
Jeff Hornacek.
Yes.
Like, my goodness, man. Like it was just that they were daggers. But I mean, we got through them. You guys didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, Vincent, you're right.
We did. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. The first big Mavericks playoff win in Dirk's very young career, they beat the Utah Jazz in the first round. I'll never forget it. Calvin Booth hit a jumper from the free throw line. I was in college. It was one of the best nights of my life. That was like after like
where did you go to college, Grant?
University of North Texas.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. North Texas. Yeah, I know. Vincent, I was going to say U of H Cougs still looking good. I mean, woohoo.
I got Ted wants me to get you an iPad, I guess. An upgrade for the show. I was like, these iPads these days are this big, I think.
Look, okay, Ted.
Ted, I'm sorry. I use my laptop for everything. Anytime I do radio, I mean, it's essential. I gotta have the laptop.
Ted's being
it can be shorter. Yeah. It can be shorter and flattened. Like if you want to give me those Windows ones.
This is Sports with Balls. Ted's in his garage, in the man cave.
Yeah, Ted's probably had a few. So
we love you, Ted.
Yeah,
appreciate you watching. Also, like Austin just said, like he's done until LeBron retires. I know a lot of people feel that way.
Oh, a lot of people.
As soon as I bring up NBA ratings, like somebody always be like, "Oh, NBA's doing great," and I'm like, "You have got to be kidding me! Like they're not doing great.
They're doing great with a certain group.
Yeah,
like they may be doing great.
What?
They may be doing great.
I did that.
Yeah, I know. It's fun, right?
Well, it's great. It's just the words that come out.
We
had a week off. We had. Well, I think we missed 2 shows.
No, it was like 3 shows because we missed that one before the weekend too, right?
No, I think we did Thursday. We did Thursday. Yeah.
Okay, I thought we had just done Monday. We missed the Monday before or something like that. But
hey, John, we're getting to baseball here in a minute.
I was gonna say you're talking about the future of the NBA. You're not gonna watch it until LeBron James is done, but he's gonna have control over it still.
Yeah, if you think LeBron's out of the NBA when he's retired, no. And he's
gonna move into a front row position like he's trying to do in LA with movies and whatnot.
Regardless, LeBron James, he just moved to 45,000 points, I think. He has to average 25 points for the next 2 years to become the all-time leading scorer. So if you think he's getting out before he gets that record, forget about it.
He's going to be in the league.
Forget about it.
He's going to have some LeBron for the next 2, if not 3 years, because he wants that. He wants that record.
Yeah, get ready.
Well, I was going to say before that happens, we got to go travel back in time to what is today? February 22nd.
Well, Renell said LeBron James is future NBA commissioner. That dude is a commissioner
That's what I was going to say.
That dude is now the commissioner.
He's going to move into the office somewhere.
Do you think the commissioner would not listen? Like, no. You can't tell him no.
Yeah.
Like he just sort of, and that's
Wouldn't
what
you love
makes
to
it
be
annoying.
a fly on the wall in those conversations between
Yes.
Adam Silver and LeBron James?
Yes, because he's like, yeah, okay, well, what do you want to do? 'Cause LeBron like wakes up, stretches, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna tell Adam Silver today we need to do this.
Yeah.
And Adam Silver's a tiny little dude. Okay, yeah, whatever you say.
Yep.
Yeah. That would be great. I would love to see that them talk and LeBron basically put him in his place. That'd be fantastic.
That would be fun.
All right, so we're gonna get to my part, which first we want to thank. Just need to hear from them. Texas AV Productions is your event partner for all things live productions, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls, and you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520. Check them out online at txavpro.com. Tosin, give us a shout. Ready to hear from you. So, yes, today is February 22nd.
Wow.
2021. We're almost in March.
That's crazy.
Almost in March.
About to be the
March
100th.
Madness?
About to be the 100th
Well,
show.
we're gonna
It's
get-
funny you mentioned
yeah.
that. Go ahead.
No.
March Madness, they changed up the schedule for the NCAA tournament. Super proud of the NCAA for getting they're the season so far, and they're going to allow fans at the NCAA
Yes.
tournament in Las Vegas. I thank you for doing that
Yes.
because if any sport is hurting really bad, it's college basketball.
Yes. And NCAA normally really is good at screwing things up, and they haven't so far. So, good
I
on them.
beg to differ. Farm systems in baseball.
That's true.
Them too.
All right,
Yeah.
They
so
need some assistance.
February 22nd, 1860. Did you know the first organized baseball game was played in San Francisco for the first time between the Eagles and the Red Rovers?
Red Rover.
I know,
Yes.
that's what I was about to say. That's the first thing that hit.
1860.
Yes.
February 22nd, 1860.
First organized baseball game. February 22nd, 1888. The father of American golf, Scotland's John Reed.
Hold on, Grant. Hold
What?
on. I just because I know we have listeners and followers. I'm trying to
What?
I don't want you to give up any of your secrets, but how the F do you find this stuff? Like
A magician never reveals.
1868.
I'm not revealing.
I'm
not revealing.
Wow.
1888, father of American golf, Scotland's John Reed first demonstrates golf on a Yonkers cow pasture to friends. The balls and clubs were brought with him from Scotland, and the game was started on a cow pasture with 3 poles.
Good for him, man.
He was the St.
golf.
Andrews in Scotland. He was their first president of that golf course.
Awesome.
Ah.
Little bit of golf. Since you mentioned that, a little bit of golf news. Tiger Woods came out yesterday. I was watching the Genesis Open. Tiger Woods came out and said he is unsure of playing at Augusta this year. It's up to his doctors, and he's for sure not playing a tournament prior to Augusta. So for all of y'all waiting to see Tiger at the Masters, that it looks like maybe a 50-50.
My opinion, him winning the Masters is one of the greatest things that's ever happened, and so
Yeah,
I
I
don't think he
agree.
needs to. February 22nd, 1959, the inaugural Daytona 500 was run. Lee Petty and John Beauchamp crossed the finish line side by side, but Beauchamp was declared the unofficial winner. Ruling was overruled 3 days after by NASCAR, and it went to Lee Petty.
Somebody, Renell had mentioned NASCAR earlier, and I was watching it because we were all locked down here in Houston, and power came back on, thank God. And thank all of y'all for watching us. I know y'all had issues too, and tuning into us, we appreciate that.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely. No doubt.
They showed there was a NASCAR. ESPN's been playing it a lot lately. The Dale Earnhart crash.
Yes.
Right? And it was just super. I was tearing up.
Aggressive.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That crash changed NASCAR.
Well, it changed their safety. It changed everything.
It was
yeah.
crazy. And then, Dale Jr., it was cool to see because he's mentioned this so many times. He's had 100 interviews about his father passing away, you know? And so he's really clear. He's really clear. You don't see him break down and
Yeah.
So it's a great thing to watch on ESPN, but it is sort of emotional there for a little bit when it shows the right, because Darrell Waltrip was in the booth, right? And his son was winning, and his son won, and he's like super excited, like, his son won the Daytona 500, but he's also looking out at the track and seeing like they're rushing over it, and he can tell something's wrong. It's sort of weird because that's one of his best friends.
Yeah.
So his son won, but then he's like, he's
Seeing
like,
his best friend,
then he sees his best friend. They're like having a hard time with him, and he's like, it's a pretty cool thing. So go watch that. Yeah.
February 22nd, 1980, the famous Miracle on Ice was played. U.S. ice hockey team beat heavily favored Soviet Union 4-3 at Lake Placid in one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history. I would say one of the biggest upsets in sports history. Americans go on to win gold medal.
A lot of people call that, and I'm glad you mentioned that thing at the end. A lot of people call that the biggest upset in sports history.
Yes.
But a lot of people also don't realize that wasn't the gold medal match.
No.
Like a lot of people think that was.
Right.
And it was not.
No, they had to play another one to go on and do that.
Yep.
Could you imagine if you had won that and then didn't win
lost?
gold?
Oh,
that would be terrible. February 22nd, 2019. Do you know what that day was? Robert Kraft, owner of the NFL
got
team from the
busted.
New England Patriots, charged with soliciting prostitution as part of a human trafficking sting operation in Jupiter, Florida.
Wow, we talked about that. I remember when our show started.
Yep. That's what I was
Robert
saying.
Kraft.
We're coming up on a year. Yeah.
And then
crazy.
last February 22nd, 2018, U.S. wins Olympic women's ice hockey gold medal for the first time in 20 years with a 4-3 shootout victory over Canada. Score was tied 3-3 after overtime, so the ladies won in overtime. So
We talked about tennis earlier and female sports and watching that and just like, realizing the greatness of it. But ice skating ain't no joke either.
no, it's not.
It's
That's
beautiful.
one of the sports that I love watching. I'm like, those
I
people.
love watching
whoa.
it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
And since Simone Biles, shout out to Houston, doing the gymnastics.
Yes.
Like gymnastics
Yes.
was huge a long time ago. The Olympics, like with all those
Yeah.
girls, the U.S. Olympic team was massive, and she's kind of revamped that. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
they do some crazy stuff. And by the way, Lauren, we talked last show about the little tan thing. Are you seeing what I look like next to you? Like,
Well, I mean, look at what you're wearing.
I know I'm wearing white too.
doesn't help.
I
You
look like
picked the wrong thing to wear, bro.
like a ghost.
You do, man.
Oh my god, dude! I
Yeah.
gotta get some sun.
I will say.
It was 9 degrees a week ago. You can't lay out.
I know, it's freaking crazy. I posted on my social media how it's like we went from 14 degrees to 66 degrees in 1 week. Like, that's just Houston for you.
Thought I'd say real quick, Sparky Anderson, his birthday's today. Julius Ervin, Dr. J, his birthday, and VJ Singh, his birthday's today.
Ah.
So there you go.
Dr. J, maybe one of the best dunkers ever. Like almost created dunking. Like people back in the day before they started dunking
Him and
like
David
that.
Thompson.
They were just kind of you just throw the ball in, and then they started slamming it in.
Yeah.
So.
Kevin Anthony Jeff looks like a Backstreet Boy.
He does look like a Backstreet Boy.
baby.
Yo,
He does.
Kevin,
You
dude,
called yourself out,
I've
Jeff.
been on your side so much, Kevin.
Yeah, he does look like a Backstreet Boy.
That's just crazy.
Sing a song. Sing a song, Backstreet Boy song. I know you
No,
won't
that's
know one.
NSYNC.
That's
My
what I was
bad, my
about to say.
bad.
I get them confused, you know.
Who?
I loved NSYNC. NSYNC with my.
Oh, 100%. Did you have a poster up on your wall? Did you do the poster thing? Who'd you have? Who'd you have?
NSYNC.
Yeah, no, but
The
who
whole
was your-
group? Was it? Was
It was the group.
Or did
Who's
you
your
like
favorite?
JT?
Like in
Who's
the
your
box.
favorite? Who's your favorite?
Oh, everyone loved Justin Timberlake, and he was not my favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Nick,
Who is it?
Nick?
JC?
JC?
Okay.
JC.
Oh, I don't know.
Remember JC?
No. I saw. I
There
can't-
was
I'm not gonna say
Justin,
that.
Joey, Lance, and JC.
Okay.
Oh wow! I forgot Lance Bass. Then he came out. And
Yeah,
like,
he
that was
came
a
out.
big old-
Yeah. Did you ever
Who
go
was
to a
yours?
concert? Did you ever go to a concert?
We got to say this.
No, I
Okay.
didn't.
Got something.
What's going on?
Y'all see old Kanye?
What?
Kanye and Kim Kardashian
They got
I
calling,
do.
divorced.
calling
Yeah,
it quits.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
calling
yeah,
it quits,
yeah.
and it's because he was running for president. Took a toll.
Yeah,
I mean,
bet
I
that's what it was. I could have told you
I
this
could've
is gonna
guessed
happen a long
that.
time ago.
I could have guessed that.
There
like-
was a meme. There was a meme out right during the presidential election. Got finished, whatever, and there was somebody to put up like, I don't care who won the election. I just want to know who the 514 motherfuckers were that voted for Kanye in Tennessee. I was like, yeah, who went to the polls and were like, yeah, we're voting for Kanye. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Boy, could you imagine if we had Kim Kardashian in the White House? That would have been fantastic.
Yes.
That would've been
Fantastic.
wonderful. Oh, that would have been wonderful.
No, God,
I mean, we've already had
please,
Donald
no.
Thank
Trump.
you.
We might as well
Thank
just
you,
go.
Johnny.
It's
We
just
go
an
to the next
entertainment
level.
value.
Go to the
It's-
next
it's
level.
entertainment value at this point.
Next level.
Somebody said a minute ago. Somebody, I forgot who said it, but somebody was running for mayor. Man, Vanell, did you say that earlier? I'd have to go back through all the comments, but it's 7:53. We got 7 minutes, y'all. Wow.
Yeah, you got to
have
drop
some
the mic.
hot things to say.
Well, before that, I want to get to drop the mic. Brought to you by one of the greater attorneys here in Houston, Texas, Pete Dedinas, attorney at law here. Call him at 713-675-5555. Mention Sports with Balls, free consultation. Look him up, man. Pete Dedinas here in Houston, Texas. He just became a sponsor on the show. Welcome
It's all
to the show, Pete. Appreciate
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah,
You're the man,
Thanks,
brother.
Pete.
he's awesome. So
Happy you're joining the team.
if you're out drinking and something happens, call Pete. Or just don't drink and drive. How about that?
No, I'm good. I'm still there. Oh, disappeared.
We went off. Are we off? I don't know if we're live.
Anybody hear us? No. Okay.
No, I think-
Johnny said, hold
Nobody wants to
on.
hear drop the mic, so we gone. We out.
Yeah, damn. We back.
Jeff Michael, what's your big news? Is it that you're single?
No, I
Da-da-da.
told John, chill out. It's later on. It's not
John,
on this show.
oh, is this your cousin?
Yeah, that's John.
Okay.
This man wants to know what's up.
So drop the mic. Brought to you by Pete Dennis. Let's get spring training opened up, and man, just whenever they're starting with pitchers and catchers report, right? And they always have that video where they just see the pitcher throwing that sound of the catcher. Pop! I just listened to it. I'm like, this is awesome. Baseball's back. They're going to allow fans in the stadiums up to 75% in some stadiums, which is huge.
Right.
The Colorado Rockies said they're allowing 12,000 fans in their stadium.
We know you're going to be there.
And then they came, like the people in Colorado were like, we don't, 12,000 people don't even go to the games.
Right.
Oh, that's sad.
And they just lost Nolan Arenado. Like, they're not going to be good.
And then Ian Desmond said he's not going to play 2021 season. He's sitting out. I guess they're doing that again.
Jesus.
Yeah. I guess they're doing that.
Was he the
again.
first player that for COVID reasons?
He said he wants to be with his family. I don't know.
All right.
Vincent asked about Kyle Tucker batting right-handed this year. He's actually put on some weight.
Yes,
like
he has.
Alex Bregman.
And I wanted to get into that as well. Alex Bregman looks great. This is just some Astros talk real quick. Because
Thank you, Lisa, for tuning in.
Now let's hear some Astros talk.
No, it was the breaking news that I was going to mention earlier. Not truly breaking, but something that came out from one of the players in the organization, if you want to get
I mean, earlier this afternoon, Carlos Correa came out. They got the 1 year done to avoid the arbitration.
Right.
But he wants, I guess somebody interviewed him, and he wants to get his long-term deal done before the season starts. And his agents and the Houston Astros have not talked since they did the deal, but to avoid the arbitration. And so that leaves you a really short amount of period, and you don't want to piss off Carlos Correa. You can't lose Springer and Correa. That would be really bad. So I don't think that this is a big deal yet, but if they let it go on a couple more weeks into March.
He said it must be done before opening day.
Yeah, it's just
Which is
the
April
Astros.
1st.
If they're going to lock up anybody, lock him up. Like that dude. Now, I understand.
He's a Houstonian. He is.
But I understand his injury issues. He does. He has some injury problems. He's only played 2 full seasons the last 5, I think.
Well, his ribs were injured from the masseuse, right?
Yeah, he did get injured ribs from getting a massage. That was interesting.
All right, what's the next mic?
Okay, listen, the Padres infield. Since the signing with Fernando Tatis, third base, second base, shortstop, and first base. Their combined contracts, $812 million.
Woo!
That
what is the ceiling on the cap?
There's no cap in baseball.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So the infield of the Padres is worth over $750 million. Like almost $1 billion. $812 million for 4 players.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely insanity.
Yeah, that was the first what's hot. The $340 million goes to Tatis.
Well, and you also got to remember they're paying Yu Darvish $22 million.
Dude,
Yu Darvish is on that.
Who
team.
owns the Padres?
Oh, that's a great question. Somebody's got a lot of freaking money.
Somebody is handing it out. I'll stay with that real quick with the Fernando Tatis deal. It lasts till when? When does it last till?
Peter
2035.
Seidler.
So check this out. Bobby Bonilla's contract with the Mets. He will still be getting paid when Fernando Tatis is ending his contract.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
He will get his last paycheck the year after Fernando Tatis ends his contract for $360 million.
That's
Bobby
fantastic.
Bonilla is still getting paid by the Mets and will. It's unbelievable. What a great job by him.
Yes.
Just extend, listen.
That's awesome.
I want to break down my contract for 25 years.
That's fantastic.
So even after I retire, I'm getting paid.
I love it.
The more
That's
players
awesome.
should do that. I don't know why they haven't done that. Anyways, thought that was very, very interesting. Excited to see the Astros come back up. Like I said, spring training. Oh, here we go.
No, gosh, I need to learn to play baseball from my mom.
Kevin Anthony says
We all do.
Ron Fowler, owner of the Padres, is worth $500 million. That's interesting. What do you take a
Well,
loan?
so Ron Fowler passed it off to Peter Seidler. Yeah, he took control after Ron Fowler stepped down. So
Yep.
Fowler stepped down as executive chairman of the Padres, and lead investor Peter has been approved by the fellow major league owners. And that happened in November.
Go to our Facebook page. I put up a picture the other day. It had Trout Fernando Tatis and Machado all just kind of having a conversation on the infield. There's a picture of them.
I saw that, yeah.
And it was, I think the combined worth of their contracts was like $1.2 billion.
Well, but what's even
I'm
crazier,
doing
though,
something wrong.
but what's even crazier, San Diego Padres, they are going to be 9th as far as total payroll for this next season. They're going to be 9th because Tatis, his contract doesn't really kick in yet until the next season.
Yeah, of course.
He's only, Tatis is, I say only, he's going to only get paid 1.8 this year.
Yeah, he's on the, he's
Poor
still,
thing, a
Yeah, I know.
22-year-old
But he's
getting
on his-
paid
he's on his-
$1.8 million.
his rookie deal. And that's why I was saying, I just, you're betting on him being, I don't know how much is guaranteed to that contract. I don't remember how you broke it down, but like you're betting on him to be absolutely fantastic. Like you said, next 7 years. Now, if
Yeah.
he is, and y'all, listen, if they, I haven't said that in a while.
You haven't. I'm proud of you.
Listen,
If they go and win the World Series this year, if the Dodgers and Padres are in, like it will be all worth it, right? Because one World Series win and they'll make all this money back in 2 seconds.
Oh, absolutely.
it just reminded me
100%.
a second ago when you're like, oh, you're projecting him to be great, but you don't know he's going to be great, and you just signed him for
Yeah,
how long, for how much.
golly.
I just thought about like Patrick Mahomes, like he won the Super Bowl, and then they, decided
Well,
to have that
it's like the
contract.
Aaron Judge.
because it's like, okay, you proved yourself, but this guy, it's like,
It's like the Aaron Judge
You know?
thing. Like Aaron Judge leads the league in strikeouts like almost yearly, and when he came out, everybody's like, he's the baddest baseball player ever, and like, no, he's not. But listen, guys, it's 8 o'clock. We're running up against it. We got to thank some people. Thank Joe Applewhite Realty, 713-291-5270. Call him. Real estate.
That's right. And we got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group. Roy Stanton is with those guys. Call them at 832-336-1201. Phone services, cable services, all of that kind of stuff. Hybrid Technologies Group. Give them a call.
Construction Concepts, they build shit. If you want some shit built, they'll do it. 713-589-2682. And check them out online at buildahouston.com.
There we go. Well, hey, we'll be back on Thursday at this location with a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, we didn't even get through some of the stuff that we had today. There's more, but hopefully we got you guys caught up. Follow us on our social media stuff and stay tuned for the next show on Thursday. So any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Have a good week, man. It's not snowing.
Glad everybody
and
got
we
power.
have heat and power.
Yes.
It's
Glad
great.
everybody got power.
Water.
I'm going to go home, get some rest, get everything ready for Thursday. So thank you guys for paying attention to Sports with Balls.
Were
I feel like
look
you
at
had
me.
something to say.
No, I don't have anything to
It
say.
looked like you were, like,
I was just
about
gonna
to-
say projections for Tatis: 33 home runs, 90 RBIs.
No, that's not enough.
That's I mean, for what, his third year?
third year, yeah.
I heard
So-
something really good today.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Man's
I'm gonna sit back
rejection
down.
is God's protection.
We got to go, y'all.
Drop the mic on that one.
Thank y'all for watching Sports with Balls. Thank Johnny J. I'm Jeff Michael, Lauren, Leo, Graham Miles. We out.
Peace.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho.